seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Choose your hero. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
It really is a big ask. Can Anvorgesa actually effectively eliminate EHome from TI9 direct invites? Maybe, depending on how things differ.
It'd be clickbait right now. It would require a pretty strong performance from one of the teams not in the top 12, which is still anybody's guess. We have a pretty stacked, top-heavy pool thus far in our DBC circuit. I'm more interested to see what Anvorgesa comes to what they do here. Again, the same strategy. All opponents are like, oh, this works. Let's pick it a little earlier this time.
Let's just go again. It's like, it's fine. But you can also see the way EHome approach is like, okay, let's pick up an OD. Our fight's going to drag on, which works very well for an intel stealing hero as long as he doesn't get jumped and killed straight off.
It's true. It's a very good oracle counter in a lot of ways because you just put the astral on whoever gets false promised. Very easy to just hit. And even if you do get false promised in front of him, if that hero still dies, you're just getting stack after stack of plus intelligence.
Yeah, I see the ES. All the draft and everything else we think about is like, we actually have an Earth Spirit for Xingqiu. Was managed to arrive very early pick up in the first two, and it's the old school combination of Darkseer and ES together.
They will most end up just trading here. You can give Lifestealer free farm, which isn't ideal, but I'd much rather see one of these racing heroes that just going like Midas and Iranians, Snore, whereas heroes like Ember, those scare me because they not just farm and accelerate, but now you're giving them free levels and all of a sudden they're able to kill you all over the map, whereas Darkseer, and maybe you stay up with him and farm, but you don't turn it into as much pressure.
30 seconds to battle.
But I'm still waiting to see when they actually add that pressure. Poor Crystal Maiden, you know, like, I'm just here to give my order to enable the early game and potentially some rotations. And that's probably a place that ES has to pick up and just do the work for him, but Anvorgesa, it looks like no one's going to be contesting for the runes. A little bit too much of the line to get over aggressive at this point. As I say that, of course, this is Anvorgesa. Stinger walks in nice and close. 3 men running forward. The Nova comes out. They still want the bounty runes, remember. And they actually battled for the top bounty rune as well. Really, in this way, they went for all 4 bounty runes, and they'll get 3.
You're going to be careful here.
Pulling it in. And it's underneath the tower. Who's going to be first blood? The tower aggro is going to have to switch off at some point. Whisper will finally go down. Xingqiu able to claim it. Never end. He was the rebuttal as Jericho's TP in. Helped ensure it. He's the man that was kill securing everything before, and now they're chasing down Innocence with as much harassment as they've got in their kit, and maybe even a stun. Fire it forward. Innocence is dropping low, but so is Stinger. That's who EHome will be focusing over on. And one more attack from Jericho. Not enough Innocence. He's salving up on the other side of the trees, so you can cancel the salve, keeping him low. Another Mango. What have you got left? He's into the trees. A quick stun. Support moving in from Whisper. They just want to keep going. They know Innocence in the trees. This Skewer! Oh, he didn't go down! Zincu's gonna miss. Dota's Whisper. Maybe now we can actually have some sense of order in the court.
Unbelievable. Well, at least you know that both teams are coming to this game 3 ready to rock and roll. A ton of action, 4 kills in 1 minute. Tops be expected some creep farming.
Well, yeah, I got 2 creep waves that I can easily just hold back and then bring over the Centaur camp if I wanted to. Or I can just keep going.
Oh, Innocence. He's going to try to deny himself to the tower. He will. He sees the courier. That would have been weird. If he'd been able to somehow pick that up.
Stupid thing was I thought of the Monkey King to start with. Avalanche kicking in. Zincu's in a little bit of trouble. Anvorgesa still trying to pump him down, but 50 HP is enough to walk off. Well, Faith Beyond, Jericho's doing some work. Another great little counter is this Oracle against Darkseer. He's even putting down the defensive ward. Quick TP away to safety, and Faith Beyond actually cancels it. The neutral keep kills Zincu in the meantime, but Faith Beyond's on the run. But he's kind of in no man's land. In fact, you kind of almost want to make him walk home and not even kill him. The Surge is level 1. He won't go fast. He won't go far. Another quick hit. Channel it up. Hits him. Drop him low. At least they're wasting so much time. And support's rotating in. Tiny is moving over.
Is he though?
No, he's not.
Oh, time. Oh, he gets the bottom. Only at bottom maroon. If he gets up to top, though, this is actually not fine for Faith Beyond, but you know,
it's worse than a whole walk home.
Yeah. Really well done though to buy the bottle. It's an experienced player. He is a TI champion after all. You can look up top though. It means K1 will have utter free farm, and it looks like he may just be rushing straight for that Midas.
Yeah, he really has a free farm. 20-2, the highest CS on the board by far. Now it's Crystal Maiden's turn to get caught out. Tossed back in. Whisper still with the Skewer available, using that empower bonus damage, but he doesn't have any range damage now. Sting's in trouble. Neverend can't get the kill. The Fairy File keeps Stinger alive. He's got a couple of minions that are chasing him, but they don't know how to walk up hills. And Whisper's lost half the wave he wanted. The range creeps needs to be able to contest. Another fight start over on Darkseer. He just can't keep these iron shells here.
Yeah, it's tough. You don't want to play this lane as 2 heroes for the most part. I'm surprised they're even trying to, and as expected, yeah, Earthspear will just roll. He's going to pick up the creep wave. You don't want to do much here. Just farm away from the Oracle when possible. The mid matchup's going a lot better for the Monkey than I expected. I think there's way more OD favored, but...
Ooh. Yeah, she got the... Yeah. Whisper ran up the river after skewering himself down, but he already burned the stick charges beforehand, tipping Innocent. That was well played. Well played. Oh, TP, gotta come faster. Die claim it. Innocent can't get the XP.
Unfortunately, now will not have full mana and no pot either. But he's got work. He should be fine. He's thinking about making a play middle, and then looks like that'll be the move. Yeah, look at that. All right.
Yeah, if he can get in range. Chris hung around 1 second longer to get a hit in.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I felt like that could have been a kill, right? Not sure, but
it's the apprehension. Like you've had a long couple of days already. It's like, am I sure of this? And like the panel was saying, like Anvorgesa play this insane rate and in like chaos style of Dota that you're never entirely certain if you're going to get what you think you can get.
It's true. 2Ehome definitely after the last game learning that they are playing against an aggressive team. I don't want to overstand. Whisper's constantly looking for the skewer back.
Yep.
He's able to land it. Will almost definitely be a kill on Neverend. Bounty Rune spawning in 20.
Oh, Tiny's in trouble. Raging will move over. Summon the army of the dead. Well, tossed up with the skewer. Neverend being slowed up with the creep wave underneath the tower. It's the range creeps as well. Magnus wanted to farm this. He didn't want to fight Neverend at this point.
I'm surprised. Don't run that way, Neverend.
Oh, he's going to toss it back over. Creates a space. Chris will die in the meantime in the mid lane. Zincu working with them as the army of Neverend does its work as well. Faith Beyond trying to run up. He's looking for the 5-minute bounty runes. So important now he's got that bottle. That's a lot of bounties.
I'm surprised.
Split.
If the Tiny just ran down, he would have secured both bounties for Whisper and probably either survived or at least wasted more time. I don't know why he made the play to like try and get back to safety. Death is an inevitability for these roaming supports after all. Tiny already
Oh, Stinger.
Three.
It's the Avalanche. There's the toss back to Catapult with their TP supports coming in. That'll be the control from Oracle, but man, that's taking a long time. It's because they took actually so long, even the silence and the connect. He has his rolling ball with himself in. They're looking for the fine. Defensive imprisonment. What have he got? Stinger actually on the pop back out. Jericho dies to Ferrari's pop, and then one more hit. Chris can connect. Zinku's in the trees, and Innocence is here too, but they're not finding anything more. Chris is back to farming in the lane.
Keep in mind, this was a Midas picked up by Lifestealer at pre-5 minutes 30 seconds. He will be far ahead of the game. In fact, the full Midas ahead of Never End, who is now queued it up with only 70 gold in his pocket. So this is scary. You look at the eHome lineup. Really nothing that deals with Lifestealer. OD, you're playing against here with built-in BKB. That's never what you like. And you eat Wraith King for breakfast just because he has so much strength. That feast percent damage does start to tick up.
Oh, Stinger. That's one very dead Stinger. Even with the oh, actually, no, it's not. Toss-up Avalanche. That Frostbite wasn't up control. The kicks off target. The rolling boulder, however, will not be. That Stinger will move up the hill. Ferrari's moving into. They really want to get this kill. Support's rotating over in the form of the Magus. A quick toss and he skewers it into the T1 tower. So Zincu, the shockwave will pull him back in range. So while Stinger will die, Zincu to the tower will be able to live on 64 HP. Man, they really do push it to the end, like the edge.
They do really well. Faith Beyond, man, he's so efficient. He gets the TP perfectly to kill the creep wave, and he'll get the hard camp stack. Dude's so good. Now he's gonna shrine. That's just so much efficiency. Sorry, I love that. Monkey with the phase, boots up. 430, still trying to pressure him, but a bit difficult as this lane continues. You're always afraid of a Monkey. If you Astral offensively and there's heroes in response, you're in big trouble.
That was a nice sentry ward. Got the Observer and the sentry. Anvorgesa in the mid. Zincu being searched forward. The kick comes in. Chris, he hits the two-man stun. Was already on the side and dropping the hammer. Jericho's got nothing else to give, and that Iron Shell burning off his life, combining with the urn. And the Zincu search him away. They're worried about the rotation. Tiny, he was wrapping around the back. He's looking for a target, but the range creep, it followed him. It showed his position. Meanwhile, Jericho has finally been hunted down by the EDS, but it's an isolated Stinger. Is there a rebuttal at least from Whisper? Skewer him back to the tier 2 towers, and now he's Zincu dying.
That
Lifestealer is still free farming the top lane. Like, we should still flag this for everything that eHome's throwing.
Yep, and it's necessary that eHome does this though, because if you look at the Anvorgesa lineup, like without Lifestealer playing Dota 2, what do they have to fight with, right? It's a 1k net worth Tiny Oracle, a Mag Monkey. Like, these heroes need ultimates and farm to be effective, to deal damage, to find kills. You just don't have the tools, and it's the difference between the Wraith King and the Lifestealer, where you can play around the Wraith King, you can get aggressive. Lifestealer doesn't have that offensive capability until much later on, and he will be going for that Radiance build, so...
Once he's got the Radiance, at least he's got double delivery mechanisms. You're running a 3-position Magnus, so you can have these items to jump in. Monkey King can jump in as well, but the Magnus is just a little bit more easier to say. And that's when Lifestealer can start going ham, but he needs to be on top of, like, well, can he actually 1v1 the Wraith? Because it seems like it's Lifestealer versus Lifestealer. You're not going to get, like, a big advantage. Does he go for the OD instead? Like, is that the target that Anvorgesa should look at?
It's the save as well for eHome. You need to try and get on top of 430.
But a Radiance won't be enough then. Like, you need more than that. You almost need, like, a Basher.
Yeah, that's the difference in the draft, where because you have a Lifestealer instead of the Wraith King, you don't have a natural, like, frontliner in the same way, and he doesn't have that point-and-click stun on a low cooldown. So you're way more reliant on Whisper, and I think that's why you see him going for the Blink first instead of the Mech this game. He recognizes that he's got to make the plays. And this is also what we saw in that Liquid OG match, that decider back at the MDL Major, where you had this Mag versus OD relationship, and you had to RP the OD. And when you did that, and he died, you were winning the fight. And that was how OG ended up taking that match. You need the same thing from Whisper here. Any other target you go for, they're just going to get Astral. You're going to get Astral. You're not going to go down.
One flying Stinger, dodging the rolling boulder. Monkey King will arrive as well. Faith Beyond begins to run out, but first done, and the toss back. They're wasting majority of the surge. He'll get 3 copies, but the nuke from Jericho puts him down all around the 10-minute bounty runes again. And it's going to be 3 going the way of Anvorgesa.
That will give them... Oh, I thought it would give them the net worth lead, but not that might. No.
It's on the edge with the Midas.
Definitely within a couple hundred. You do have Midas finishing up on the Wraith King at the moment. He needs 2 more CS. E-Home Y just trying to get some CS in the jungle. Went for the maxed out aura. Very helpful for his OD and his Darkseer. Not the greatest CM game in a sense. Like, the sustain is cool, but it doesn't help out these heroes as much as it does, you know, stuff like Lesh or Leaner or Storm.
Look at a smoke up from Anvorgesa.
Yeah. It's real early, though.
Yeah, they're coming for bottom. They don't have RP.
He doesn't have the point, but he will have it soon if he gets one more.
Yep, well, they found Innocence. So that's target number 1. Toss him in, skewer him back away from the avalanche, however, but it's a kill is a kill.
Dire's middle tower.
They still claim at the end of the day.
He popped his ult just before he died. That was the animation we saw for just a moment. I like Chris Luck's decision here. He's going for the maxed out tree dance, or Primal Spring rather, so it's just easy way to ensure he farms as fast as possible. You don't have much wave clear as a monkey until later on, so you know this game's going to go late. And I think you know that you can trust your Lifestealer to probably be the strongest hero in this game, but it's just dicey. However, I will say that I always favor a squad that has BKB piercing disable when the other team has none.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, if you just infest the mag as the Lifestealer and you get that OD, there really isn't anything that E-Home can do to save him other than I hope he's tanky enough to survive.
And they always have like enough buff ups as well. Like going into the later game, you're always able to get more out of your heroes just because like the empower goes to work. So you're getting the cleave, so I'm wondering if Darkseer wall illusions are even as powerful as you really think they are. You get a copy of the Lifestealer, great, you may take that Radiance he's building up, but like he'll then turn around and boom, boom, boom.
Dire's middle tower.
What exactly does that mean, Toby?
That I don't have to explain myself to you, Kyle. What sounds that come out of my mouth and always have explanations. Whisper being rolling ball down onto Whisper, and well, the silence means he can't just run himself away. And even the follow-up is starting to great chain control.
I did get the blink, and RP will be available if he chooses to skill it. Nope, just kidding. He can't. Went for the maxed out Shockwave and Empower. Optimal farming patterns, mid lane, a jump in.
Chris is just trying to keep this wave out, but then Faith Beyond creates the wall. Look how quickly Tunny does TPM. Knows he to keep Chris alive and keep any kind of aggression away from them. And they did put the Iron Shell on that Darkseer clone.
Blink forwards.
Okay, this is going to be fun from Oracle. He's silenced and no way to false promise, and very much a dead tier 1 tower.
I love this blink decision from Ferrari as well. It's just, you needed some sort of catch, right? You're trusting your Wraith King to carry. He's already got the Midas, but you want the ability to get on top of the Oracle. You don't want to be in a position where Anvorgesa can just kind of walk at you. No ability to just bypass these big cores. Plus, that jump potential when you have heroes like CM, like Earthspear, we could even see come out of the Astral, up silence, immediately you're going down. And Anvorgesa, they don't have that pick-off potential. They don't have any blink daggers. They don't have anyone with real catch. Sure, Whisper, blink RP, but it's not a short cooldown spell like this Astral is. It's also really nice for that save in the event that you do get a big blink RP off from Whisper. Always able to counter-initiate.
Well, I'm looking at a lot of damage coming in from Chris to try and make most of that initiation. He just took out a huge stack on the Ancients, coming down to Varagas into the Wraith King. One quick fire from Jericho, but it didn't come fast enough. Wraith King's already back up under the cover of his own Wraithfire Blast, but he only just picked up the Echo Save like a minute ago, and he's already sitting at what now, 15-ish, 100?
Yeah.
Like, and the Radiance is rapidly approaching.
The supports of E-Home will be able to output far more magical damage. That's the X factor. You look at the Anvorgesa lineup, they're all in on that same idea from last game, where this mag and power plus all your melee heroes will do enough damage to carry you through. But
they're looking.
It's tough. Lifesteal can get kited very easily in a game like this.
He's got the point saved into Reincarnation, so if this does get a little hairy, in fact, they're 1 point up already into a Wukong command. They want to try and kill him twice, but that stun needs to slow him down and control he's out of the command.
They had to set that up with a blink skewer, blink RP, but they didn't want to commit to it because it's all that blink dagger. You don't know where Ferrari is, and you're afraid of him being able to just blink to the outskirts, kill the Oracle, and potentially put one of these big cores under. The Wraith King, of course, with the Reincarnate. And you just don't have the Radiance, right? We saw teams make this mistake. Alliance. They want to wait for the Radiance.
Very subtle.
And then you look to get aggressive. I expect him to pick it up and then immediately infest. You go try and use that RP. 50-minute bounty runes will be a trade-off 2-2.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Denied.
And so far, anybody's game. Very well done, I think, by both sides. eHome capitalizing on the early game advantage. They get more kills. Anvorgesa trying to stall it out. You do have a blink now on the Wraith King.
Yep, at the same time, the Radiance is completed.
Correct. It means that eHome, they're still trying to get aggressive. They want to play with the Darkseer. He's got Arcane, he's got Mech. You can continue to play with pace around the map, but it's scary now because all the tools Anvorgesa need to win fights are available.
Yeah. And Anvorgesa are just going to go for the straight trade-off. So tier 1 for tier 1.
Is under attack.
Even though eHome are a little bit ahead of the curve on that one, they've got the fortification available now.
And man,
See, actually kind of worth burning, right? Because it's going to come back off cooldown to slow them up.
it's true. The more I think about it, though, Lifesteal, he's going to go for the Halberd next. Love that decision. Because Disarm on the OD is devastating, especially with the build Ferrari's going for. Blink Force into Hex, it looks like queued up.
He won't have the BKB.
He can't buy it, though, if you think about it, because there's always that Mag RP as a threat. So why pick up an item that, you're still a target? The real threat is this physical damage. Might as well just play for the offensive.
Great observe in the back line, but Stinger's in a little bit deeper. Hits the avalanche, but never ran, blinks himself forward. Looking for that quick pickup over on Tani, and they will be able to claim it. But this is all for the tower trade-offs. eHome push very quickly thanks to that Wraith King. It's all catapult wave.
You do not want the team fight right now as eHome. They recognize this.
So tier 2, tier 1 and tier 2 tower trade-off.
Yep. Is under attack.
You just can't fight bottom. Like, there's a lifesteal here, he's got rage. You cannot touch him as the side of eHome. If he gets that ability off, you don't have these locked down to 100 to 0 him. Plus, you have no idea where Whisper is, and you can assume he's waiting in the wings with that RP available. But look at the net. My God, 3K ahead of the game right now.
Yeah. This is a very big lifesteal.
Yeah, you've got to kite him as eHome. You don't want to take fights in a choke point, spread out the fight, enlarge the length. No, that doesn't sound right at all.
Never go full Richard.
Increase the duration of the team fights. If you're Anvorgesa, hit him hard with the double ults.
I know you've got an observer ward, but there's a lot of heroes around you. Stinger's going to be initiated on the edge. He walks past the Q, hits the avalanche. Everyone will jump in once again, but more support's on their way. Anvorgesa, Innocence into the tree line. And who do they find?
Nobody.
They see Innocence for half. No, he doesn't. He's actually caught inside the trees. He's fine. They're all going to get away to safety. Nobody is the answer. Well done, Kyle. You just won $100.
Cool.
Yeah, it won't be paid by me.
All right.
It's a community chest.
Oh. Okay.
Actually, no, you're losing on the third question. It's Jeopardy.
All right. What the hell are you doing, Toby? It's too late in the day. All right.
It's hard to keep up with my brain. I can't either.
I stayed up late watching basketball yesterday. It was a mistake. No, it wasn't actually. It was a great game. But look, this game's great too. 16-6, just the 1K advantage. Can expect Roshan to be an objective soon for these teams. I want to reiterate the way these teams want to play the fight. eHome, longer, Anvorgesa, short and sweet. Get the kills in the combo. Make sure your Oracle stays protected in the back lines. BKB on the monkey, as we stated. Like you now have these BKB mechanics on both your big cores, and as we've reiterated, eHome have no method of penetrating that spell immunity at the moment.
Yeah.
Think on Tiny, Pipe, Darkseer, Armlet, Wraith King.
Yeah, this is really feel like eHome starting to be enabled themselves, but a smoke up from Anvorgesa. They want to look for their own fight.
Scan the tower. They know somebody's there. I want to reiterate, Whisper, you gotta get the OD. It's very, very important he doesn't blow his load too early. You want that critical target, because otherwise they're just going to be knocked down and then kited away thanks to the support of the Faith Beyond Darkseer.
And they're holding back as far as possible. Abstinence is eHome's goal right now. The tier 1 tower will be taken without any kind of resistance. And they can push to the tier 2 if they wanted to.
Radiant's middle tower has
Just clean up the wave as quick as you can and go.
And they're going to keep sweeping the map. There's no towers down here. A dead part of the map for Anvorgesa, but they know there's heroes.
They have to move through like eHome Observer and Sentry wards. This is not what they really wanted. So a half creep skip from Stinger.
And look how aggressive Never Ends playing. Just always on the other enemy side of the map. Oh, Monkey King gets right.
He found him. Gets the follow-up stun. Just control as much as you can. CP support was able to come in. Whisper skewers him down. They can kill him once. He's still on the edge. He wants someone to force stop him out. 4-3-0. Yes, has it. Oh, but then jump forward. Chris can't find him.
Dire's bottom
It's big though.
430 is able to blink away.
Yeah, but as you can see, EOM, they're still just playing split around the map. If beyond already bottom, just pushing towers. You want to keep splitting up Anvorgesa. Don't take team fights, but find skirmishes. It's exactly what they're looking to do here.
The battle for the runes continues in Q. He tried, but those just rocks in the face.
I like this decision. Just go straight for the Roche. You got Illusion now. You can tank with one of those on the Lifestealer. Maybe use another one to push out a lane. That's exactly what he'll do. Actually, just scouting the high ground.
And they're gonna be so quick. So quick. Like, if EHOME take the tier 1 tower on bottom lane, then great. In fact, if they take the fight on Stinger, who just blinked directly in to Innocence.
He's got a shrine, though.
He does. He's also got the Darkseer wall.
What the cast range on that? What?
How
Holy
far
crap.
away was that?
1,300 cast range. That is way more than I remember playing.
I'm sorry, can JJ and Weppers, just our observer team combo, please put a ruler to that. I suppose because he's able to direct it, so it's the bottom part of the Darkseer wall.
I guess.
That's able to then just move up, so it looks like it goes further.
Either way, I mean, they get Roche for free. This is a great start for Anvorgesa. This is a big part of their win in the previous game as well. Definitely looking good.
Yeah, this when the kill count really is deceiving. 16 to 6 is not the name of this game.
Not at all.
And in fact, another jump over. They found a target. It's going to be that poor little Crystal Maiden TPing it. And we're going to stun. Yeah, there is one.
Oh, Jericho just loves kill stealing.
He really does. He's died a lot in this game, however, but it's 3-4. So he's taken half of the kills of Anvorgesa.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I really think this is Anvorgesa's game to lose. Like, they're near 5k ahead on their Lifestealer, and it's that mag combo. You have more damage, you're farming faster, and BKBs don't do anything for EHOME. Their win condition is when OD's got, like, you know, Hex and Shivas, and the Wraith King has got the AC completed.
But you're talking about all these great items that are appearing, but they don't have the team fight. Like, it just seems to be like the tail of this meta has been for like the last few weeks is if you've got that big ultimate combination that's got to follow up directly after, you can win the game at any point. Like, it just takes one fight to be lost and you just push straight back down the opposite direction. Where EHOME, what have you got? You got a Darkseer back wall and then a couple of abilities to put on top. Like, there's some nice combinations, but now Darkseer wall having to be like used early again. And he gets the copy of the Lifestealer, which is what's worth it.
Indeed. You can see the circles being drawn. They want to find the team fights. EHOME, no intention of allowing it to happen. And do you think you'll see the 3 cores of EHOME will continue to scale?
Oh, they smoked under Observer.
Yeah, but what's EHOME do? They scan them out as well.
Yeah, they scan the right point. EHOME, they could sit on the hillside and bait him in, but there's only 2 of them there. So no, there is no bait. There's just there's death for Crystal Maiden, who came forward to get rid of the Observer Ward. Scanned up perfectly. Innocence will die.
I'd like to see them continue to play aggressive like that, where it's a bit, I don't want to say YOLO, but you just go for it, right? Monkey King can fly through these trees. As long as Lifestealer's inside of him, there's no way you're ever able to double stun them. He pops out, rage, boom. Whatever is in range is most likely going to go down. And there's a Monkey King with an Aegis and a BKB. So even if you do manage to get him 100-0, he'll be able to pop BKB as he's coming out of it. You really fear nothing as these 2 cores. So just go. And then keep going.
And not even fearing the side lane pressure. Like, top lane was so far forward for EHOME, but what happened? You take the 5 Magnus, instantly jumps to creep skip, and Tiny TP's back because he's so good at clearing out waves. He took out 2 full waves that were coming, and now all of a sudden the momentum swings back the opposite direction, and you take over the northern side of the map. You take over around Roshan.
Tower is under attack.
And they've got the key area, the top triple camp for Radiant. You control their Ancients. That's the critical camp. Plus, it gives you easy access to 2 waves to cut. They just keep throwing Stinger into the bottom lane.
Coming
cuts, moves back.
EHOME is smoked up. Magnus is in the right position. Observer was already planted down.
You don't want to find a choke point here, Toby.
You really don't.
They've got to wrap around, but it's just so risky.
Innocence is coming up. Sentries Observer's going to be planted. Neverend, he's on the real front lines already. Oracle has gone down. Monkey King is 1 hit away from getting his buff up. Where's that jump? Whisper does not want to move in. He has a blink RP, but now they're caught inside the wall. Everyone's just a little bit too far out and very uncertain. They want to have this fight. The illusions of Darkseer body blocking up. A quick silence on the Magnus. They want to ensure that there is no RP. What is this? It feels like they wanted the fight, but they didn't want anything. nothing at the end of the day. 2 heroes down. The rest have bailed out.
They cut their losses, though. Bounty runes are not spawned just yet. Certainly a poor fight for Anvorgesa. They didn't want to lose the game on that fight, because if you just hard initiate and it doesn't go right, if Whisper doesn't hit the perfect RP, they have to get the OD. That's the critical target, and he's all the way in the back. A mistake mostly by the Jericho Oracle. You cannot be that exposed. I know you see a CM. Let somebody else be the guinea pig that moves forwards. An easy blink in from the Wraith King to find his target, and that's what you want to go for first. The Oracle and the Mag, those are the two heroes that E-Home are killing, and that's why you can't take that fight.
And the fact that Magnus, like, you could see him, like, he had a 3-man RP, he could have still blinked, and the blink dagger was off cooldown, he could have gone for it, but they still said, you know what, this isn't happening.
It's not worth it. I don't mind it at all. You give a bit of time to E-Home, you will not be able to use the Aegis unless it's done right now. 30 seconds remaining on it.
Oh, Korea, what are you doing?
Has been
Oh, what?
Oh, God, it went straight through the mid lane over the top of Anvorgesa, who are now beating the tier 3 tower down. They have AC already on K1. They're ready to go high ground.
They have no Hex and now no Hammer.
I don't know what just happened, but it's not good for you, to put it very simply. Actually, I know exactly what happened. That's why I know it's no good for Rehome. Tier 3 tower is already lost. They just throw everything in. The melee mid gets chipped up a little bit. Smoke up from E-Home. They're thinking about fighting even without the Crimson, even without the Scythe. But the Aegis Immortal times out. And now, and maybe a little bit more to worry about. The Fuser Blade is there for the market if they want to keep fighting. Never end, dropping down very, very low. Defensive improvement, but Zincu's in the back line. Gets a great start. 3-man back wall up. The quick silence is slapped down. They've already got the kill over on Zincu. The skewer away. They've got the kill over towards Innocence as well. Here's the force down for E-Home. So far, Anvorgesa just having to clean up the Darkseer illusion. Lifestealer popping out of his infestation with the toss forward. Now, break the Wraith King's reincarnation. Haven't they got more? Yep, here's your Wukong. Come on. Nope.
They're playing so smooth on Anvorgesa. Who is this team?
I don't know. They're the Mighty Ducks. They found the flying V.
E-Home's getting way too aggressive in the back line. You can't just go forward and like this with the supports like that. There are BKBs in this game.
They want to finish the racks. The tier 3 town's taking damage up on top, but we don't really give a crap about that. Taking a full mid racks 26 minutes in, while RP is still up, while Wukong is still up, and E-Home, they don't have reincarnation, they don't have Sandy's Eclipse, they don't have Vault, they don't have Magnetize, they don't have Freezing Field, they got nothing really. They can just go for a second lane of racks. E-Home are in a disastrous spot.
Look at this positioning for Chris Luck as well. If you play down, exactly, Anvorgesa is going to play downside.
Zincu sees him.
Be careful.
He's watching the tree, he's pinging it out. They know something's not right, but that's why Chris has moved further over, and while they're looking for the Monkey King, K1's already taken the tier 3 tower. The Hex is up, and now they jump in. It's a great back. Well, the Wukong above the speed, and the RP casting down all of E-Home down. 3 heroes without buyback. They can actually end the game right now. They don't even need the rack if they know what we know. They could just win this game and advance into the top 4. They're looking at the tier 4 towers, and you can go for it. They're just not buying back. Go, go, go!
That's it.
That's the game. That's actually the game.
Middle tower is under attack.
Oh
It's slick, it's smooth, and it's effective. Anvorgesa are taking the tier 4 towers, and they're going to knock E-Home out of the minor and into a horrendous position in the DPC because they won't attend the major. This is elimination.
Unbelievable. Any team that goes to the major and hits top 6 is going to get a spot. For sure, E-Home won't be able to get any points. Anvorgesa, they just did it.
8 seconds to kill it off. Have they